some of those Republicans who voted to convict Donald Trump are now facing a backlash in their home states. At least one senator, Bill Cassidy, has been censured by the Louisiana GOP. The North Carolina Republican Party called Senator Richard Burr's vote shocking and disappointing. And Pennsylvania's GOP chair called Senator Pat Toomey's decision a disappointment. So let's go to former Republican Congressman Denver Riggleman of Virginia. He joins us now for more. It's great to see you again. And let me ask you first about that last question to Rick Klein there about Donald Trump's and the Trump family's future. What do you think? Is he poison goods, or is he able to run again? And do you think he will?
No, and thanks for having me. It's great to be back. But I think his name and the support that he gives is actually advantaged in a lot of these districts. And you were just talking about Bill Cassidy's censure vote. I believe that was unanimous. So that talks to the power of the Stop the Steal movement, the fact that they didn't believe President Trump should be impeached. You know, all these belief systems that came from disinformation is very powerful in the Republican Party right now. And we can make the argument that committees are more ideologically bent, you know, than the normal voting public. However, these committees control a lot of the power in these local areas. And when you see a unanimous vote for censure, or the massive disparity you saw in the vote against Liz Cheney in Wyoming, you start to see that these committees have completely bought into this. And again, in a lot of these districts, I don't think the GOP is dead at all. I think they're actually going to do pretty well in 2022.
So since the Senate failed to convict him, Trump is free to run for office again. At this point, is there anyone in the Republican Party that could challenge him for the nomination in 2024 if Terry's suspicions are correct and if he does decide to pursue office again?
I don't know. I mean, at that point, though, I think he'd be 78 years old, I think is how old he would be. So that, you know, now President Biden won at that age, but I don't know if at that advanced age, President Trump's going to want to run again, the former president. But I think a Trump name could. So that's why I think when you were talking about Laura Trump, or Rick was talking about Laura Trump down in North Carolina, you're going to see a lot of Trump names, I think, that are trotted out. But as far as running for president, hell, you know, I think I'd have as good a great a chance as anybody else running right now, the way that it's going. I just don't know who's going to be the Trump name right now for 2024, or if you refuse to embrace MAGA, if you refuse to embrace Donald Trump, I think it's going to be very difficult to fundraise in some of these states.
Well, and let's talk about what that means substantively for the country, for the reality that we share. Donald Trump, of course, he hasn't admitted that he lost the election by a lot. He hasn't expressed any remorse about his role leading up to the assault on the Capitol, despite what Mitch McConnell and plenty of other Republicans are saying. So assuming none of that changes, what do the next couple of years for Republicans look like as they try to get elected? Is there a loyalty test now for Republican candidates? Do they have to embrace the Trump alternative reality?
I wouldn't be surprised if you had cameras down at Mar-a-Lago and there's a conga line of Kiss the Ring representatives and senators trying to bang the door down to get his blessing. I mean, I just don't think that's really that far out of line with what's going on right now. I mean, for myself, I would rather see policy and facts, and that's the issue, isn't it? Is what are we going to do? Are we going to actually have? So here, how about this? I'm going to disagree with President Biden on a lot of things in policy. Say that I do that. However, it's very difficult to have a serious policy discussion if the people on the other side thinks that you think that aliens have somehow inserted code into machines to change votes, or that NSA did, right? Or that the Democrats are a cabal of pedophiles that are trying to run a deep state coup. I mean, there comes a point that you got to have a baseline in fact and policy. But right now, that's not what's selling in certain portions of the Republican Party. What's selling is going to be election integrity and pro-Trump. Those are going to be the top two things that people run on. They'll try to throw China in there and stuff like that, but there's going to be a conga line at Mar-a-Lago trying to get President Trump's approval.
All right, former Republican Congressman Denver Riggleman, we appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.